What's up, what's up, what's up, you all? Welcome back to the channel. This is my name is LaQuanta McIntyre, aka I am successful too. You are watching The Road to Success, where we talk about all things entrepreneurship and mindset. Welcome to another video today, you all. How are you beautiful people feeling? I hope that you are having a blessed and highly favored day, and you are making today as great as possible. Okay, so today, guys, is a real talk video. It's a real talk video. The reason why is because as I was sitting and thinking one day, and literally before I started to record or actually go live on YouTube, I had this revelation, y'all. Okay, so once upon a time, y'all, and still now, I was a very, very private person. Very, very private. Now, being private is not a bad thing. Being private is actually a beautiful thing, because I feel like private people lead things to the imagination. Private people aren't out trying to get all the attention in the world, because let's just be real, when you are attention seeking, a lot of time there's a lot of negative that comes behind that, because people start to attention seek in the wrong ways. So when you're a private person, that keeps you from doing things that may not have a great moral code attached to it. So again, I'm not saying privacy is bad, but there is a sense of being too private. Okay, there's a sense of being too private. I was too private. Okay, I was too private. What does too private look like? Being too private is literally keeping secrets from people. It's keeping secrets from people. It is lying to people. You are so private that you want people to think that your life may not very well be what it is. You try to make your life look more than what it is. You could very well be struggling, not doing well. You may very well need some help somewhere, and you have too much pride to ask because you're too private. You don't want nobody to know. You want to make it look like you got it all, but behind closed doors, you're suffering and you're drowning. Not to mention, when you're too private, there's so many opportunities you are missing out on. You're missing out on life, a lot of you. Like I know I was. There is a sense of being healthy in private. There is, but to me, I was being toxic private. If that's a word, I'm making it up today. I was being private in a toxic kind of way because I was shutting other people out. And when people would somewhat, I felt like people were starting to pry into my life and trying to figure me out, I would get so offended to the point where I would like cut them off, because I felt like they were being too nosy or they were being messy. It was like, if I'm not saying anything about it, why should you? But I didn't look at the fact that some people literally just cared and they just wanted to know more. They wanted to know what is going on with you, because nobody knows what's going on with you. Like, you're not transparent. You have a guard up. No one felt like they could relate to me. And relatability is one of those things you need in order to have community. So that's what my topic is about today. It's not necessarily about being too private. It's about this. You are your biggest enemy. You are your biggest enemy. And you know why? Because your fear has you thinking that people don't like you or that you're not good enough. The reason why I wanted to mention private first before, jumping into this topic is because a lot of us who are fearful are very private people. It's, to me, you'll meet people that are outgoing who are also fearful, because I mean, let's just be honest, fear is just, it's the inevitable. Like, we're all going to fear something in our life. But for people who's been shut in a little cocoon all their lives, you are the most fearful. You're fearful to talk to people. You're fearful to put yourself out there. You know, so that's just what it is. So I say you're your biggest enemy because you are stuck and you're living in your head. You're living in your mind. You are literally meeting people and you're prejudging what's going to happen before it happens. You're automatically thinking that people are staring at you in a negative way whenever you go stand in the Chick-fil-A line to get your chicken sandwich, and they're not. Some people may just be admiring your beauty. Some people may be admiring your height, or you may have an outfit on that someone just badly wants to ask you, where did you get that from? People are not always staring at you in a negative way because they're hating on you or because you're ugly or whatever it is that you put in your mind. I know there's a lot of people who automatically think the worst when it comes to everything. You're pessimistic. And again, you are your biggest enemy because you are living in your own world. You're thinking what the world is not even thinking. For God's sakes, the world don't care about you. They don't care about nothing you got going on in a way where they feel the need to just hate you today. You're just the world's most hated. Nobody likes you no matter where you go. What happens when you carry that aura around you, though? I'm gonna be real, like, it does start to naturally happen where people start to not like you when they do meet you, though. But the only reason why is because you're being standoffish. You have a guard up. You automatically don't smile, you know, because you have the worst going on in your mind. You feel like everybody is out to get you. So people, that's not attractive to people. Let's just be clear. Like, people run away from stuff like that. I'm noticing, especially on my YouTube journey, that there is a lot of people out here who trolls. Let's just be clear. There's a lot of trolls out here in society, but there's also a lot of people who support you as well and who has really beautiful hearts. You wouldn't know that until you put yourself out there. And this is not just online, this is in real life too. Like, you have to get into community, y'all. Like, I started getting myself into community. I started like participating in local events, little different things, and I've noticed, like, wow, I've met so many people that have beautiful hearts. More people with beautiful hearts than not. But when I was keeping myself closed in, I thought that majority of people were evil or messed up or were out to get me. Those numbers are very, very high. Let's be clear. There are a lot of bad people out here, but if you're a good person, you'll never be in those environments to meet those people. What happens is, if you run across a person like that in public, if a person is giving me the wrong energy, no matter how nice I'm being to them or how pleasant I'm coming across, I separate myself from it. It's just that simple. I separate myself from it. I sometimes may want to know more about that person. I'll try to pull them out their shell, but some people, you cannot do it. You just have to move on. You got to walk away. You know, so it's nothing wrong with trying to be a shining light in a negative environment, but sometimes you really do just got to read the room and move on. Okay, so another thing, so I just mentioned you may feel like people don't like you, but also your mindset may make you feel like you are just not enough, like you're not capable of being that girl or that boy. I love using those terms. Like, I had someone tell me that I was more powerful than I thought I was years ago, y'all. Years ago, I was finding myself. I'm gonna say that, you know, so during my journey of doing music once upon a time, I was definitely finding myself, but I didn't realize like the power I possessed at the same time until now, as I healed and I started like getting out there more and meeting people. And I did some reflection. I was like, wow, I was really, really powerful. Like, I was really the ish, okay? Like, I looked good. I sounded good. I just didn't know it. I was just doing whatever, you know, and I was doing it scared. But I wasn't confident in the process. I had like a whole like little facade, alter ego set up. But when I went back home, I went back to my negative thoughts. But that was me desperately trying to transform into someone different, someone new, because I did not want to be that closed in, shelled in girl. So that's going to be another topic I discuss one day. Like, if you are, battling, if you are going to, excuse me, y'all, I get tongue tied. But if you are in the battle against yourself right now, where you are fighting the biggest enemy towards you, which is you, then I would love to talk about ways that you can transform out of that whirlwind and start to realize who you really are. Start putting yourself out there. Start realizing that everybody is not against you. And start realizing, like, wow, like, people really do want to hear from you. People do want to see who you are as a person. They want to know more about you. They really, really do. There is something unique about you that people need to know and need to see. And I don't care who you are. We all got some kind of unique talent, some unique abilities that just has not been pulled out of us. And that's kind of just what I want this video to help you realize. I want you to take some time to yourself and kind of think about what it is inside of you that you do behind closed doors that you admire. Because there's something you admire about yourself. You're not going to admit it to other people, but there's something you admire about yourself. What is it that you admire about yourself that you are that you're keeping in when you meet other people, because you feel like they're going to say something bad or judge whatever that ability is? And if they judge or say something wrong, it's going to automatically make you feel like you're stupid, or you're not good enough, or I knew people don't like me. What is it? I try to find ways to put my words so you can understand me, because sometimes I'll think a thought in my brain, but I can't articulate it. You know what I'm saying? But basically, just to reword that, like, for me, when I was a little girl, like, I knew that I loved to sing. I loved physical fitness. Like, I absolutely loved working out. But it was a time where I didn't put that out to people. I didn't want people to know that I loved learning about the body. I loved going to the gym, or I loved working on my physical fitness. I studied it. I didn't want nobody to know, because I was afraid that people would say something to deter me away from that passion I had. So I felt like I was kind of safeguarding that passion by not telling anyone. I said, that is my little secret for myself. That way nobody can put that negative energy on top of it. But it was clearly all in my head, because whenever I started telling people and people started asking me, like, how do you keep your stomach so flat? I had to just tell them. And then they was like, well, can you do that for me? So boom, okay. And that made me become even more confident. But it made me become even more confident where I eventually put myself out on Instagram doing workout videos. We'll talk about that later, because that's another area I need to visit, the personal training thing. But I use that as an example as to something I was scared to talk about, like a little hidden talent that I had, or something I just enjoyed, that I wanted to keep to myself, but I didn't realize would be such a help for someone else. Something that I could use to help someone else feel good about themselves. So what is it that you have that could help other people? Are you being your biggest enemy right now by doubting yourself? We all do it. Because I still to this day doubt myself in a lot of ways. Like, somebody just told me that recently, that I doubt myself too much. And I'm like, well, I'm trying everything. I'm putting myself out there. But why? What do you mean? It's no way. How am I still doubting myself? It was like, no, you're still doubting yourself, because there's some potential there that you still have not tapped into. So now I'm revisiting my fear list. I'm trying to think to myself, what is it that I have right now that I am still like fearful of doing and putting out there? You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I can think. If I'm still doubting myself, there's something that's still inside of me that I haven't tapped into. And there is, I'm pretty sure it's something, I'm just not thinking about it. That's why I decided to take last week off, because it's easy for us to crowd our brains with our daily to-do list. Because my to-do list is thick, y'all. It's thick. But I'm cleaning it up. I'm cleaning it up because I feel like as I clean up my to-do list, that's when the purpose will start to be revealed a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So yes, guys, that is all I had to say in this video. I hope you got the message, because sometimes I be feeling like I be rambling. So I hope somebody got the message. Stop being your own enemy. Stop being so fearful. Stop thinking everybody don't like you. Stop walking into a room thinking that people are staring at you in a negative kind of way, because you may very well be a goddess. And nobody, and you just, people may be telling you, but you don't believe it because somebody from your childhood made you feel like you were ugly or not good enough, and you carried that into your adulthood. Period. So anyways, be sure you comment below, guys. Let me know how you feel, what you're thinking, what your experiences are as far as being fearful. Please subscribe. Leave a like on the video, hit the notification bell, guys, and let's enter 2025 with a bang. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed and purpose-filled day.